probably most businesses, and I'm sure if you spoke to most people, they would say they were in too many meetings. So hi guys, today I wanted to talk to you about meetings. And meetings happen in every business without fail. Probably most businesses, and I'm sure if you spoke to most people, they would say they were in too many meetings. For that reason, here at Optix, we have a set of meeting rules which we try to live our lives by. Again, not perfect, but it's something which I can share with you, and you can decide whether you like it or not. So I'm going to pan over now to the meeting rules. I'm in one of our meeting rooms here at Optix, and this set of rules here lies on the wall. So let me just talk you through it. Now, it's going to be a bit difficult just given the nature of where this is and autofocus, etc. So I'm going to do my very best here. First things first, meetings. The first rule of Meeting Club: do you really need a meeting? They're an expensive use of our most important resource, you. Number one, only invite people that really need to be there. How many times are lots of people invited to a meeting and sit there and don't say anything necessarily? Terrible waste of resource. So be really clear when you're asking for a meeting whether you've got the right people there. Number two, set up and send out an agenda stroke upfront contract. Just to explain, an upfront contract is a term we use in Sandler, which I've spoken about in previous vlogs, in advance, so people know what they are being asked to do. That way people are going to come prepared. Just because Outlook says an hour in the calendar, do you really need an hour? So you know that it kind of pushes you to put in hour segments or half-hour segments. If you can do it in 10 minutes, do it. When you enter the meeting, read out the agenda so everyone is clear on what the purpose is and how long you're going to be there. The how long you're going to be there is really key, because it's really easy for meetings to drag on, whereas if you've said at the beginning of a meeting this is going to be on for an hour, then you've got reason at the end of that time, if it does look like it's dragging, to pull it to a close. Be on time. It's rude not to be on time. Other people have done so, why shouldn't you do? Turn your devices onto silent. Oh my god, how annoying is it when people are sitting there on their phones in a meeting? I just think that's disrespectful and annoying. Respect others. Don't speak too much, not enough, or even worse, over the top of others. So just kind of mitigate, it's not the right word, but just kind of be mindful of how much you're speaking, with regard to what other people are doing as well. Take your own action points. Yes, you might have someone minuting and sending those out, but my view is it's much easier and much more likely you're going to remember your action points if you take them yourself as well. If you're getting nothing from the meeting, let the organiser know. So you don't want to do that too bluntly in the middle of the meeting, but they might be able to adapt the way the meeting's going if they know. They might not realise otherwise. Don't feel bad about calling people out on the points above. They're here for a reason, i.e. giving people permission to point at this note, sign, whatever you want to call it. And finally, review all actions at the end of the meeting, circle the room, and everyone who has an action tell everyone else. That will just solidify the person's action points in their own mind, helping them but also helping anyone else, and if anyone's got any questions then they can obviously raise it again then. So that's the meeting rules that we play by here at Optix. I know it's quite a mundane topic, but if you think about your hourly rate, what you can bill out, and then think about the amount of time in a standard week that you spend in a meeting, and I suggest you do this calculation, put down the number of hours that you spend in meetings, times that by the hourly rate, and then think about how much money you are potentially wasting by sitting in meetings. Now, I'm not saying that all meetings aren't important, but I would argue the case that you do need to consider very carefully where your time is spent. And sometimes that's just a case of actually asking yourself each time you get invited. So yeah, hope it's been useful. Back to the kind of business tips that I've been doing in the week, and really enjoying doing that. Got some good feedback off the money management and HR tips, so hopefully this one's been quite handy as well. So until then, I'll see you next time.